me say, Madam Chair, that the opposition is actually not listening properly because they presented a totally different paradigm as to what we have presented. I believe they were not, they weren't able to grasp the idea that we are trying to propose here in the government side. Okay, first and foremost, we've defined it. What we want in the government side is to propose a new law, is to create a new law that will enshrine this recognition of rights. First and foremost, we see no violation of this new creation of new law. And they have been reiterating that we are against the law. No, Madam Chair. Well, in fact, we uphold the law because we know that these things that we are trying to champion, Madam Chair, are protected and enshrined in the constitutionality of our laws. The Bill of Rights, Section 1, has been mentioned about the rights to, it's the right of the person to be deprived of, no person shall be deprived of life and of liberty. This talks about the freedom of choice, the freedom of liberty, to be heard and express. What do you want exactly? Now, there are people, however, that they do not see that their rights are enshrined in the Constitution. That is why when there is something missing, the government shall cater new right. That's exactly what we want. That is what our first speaker has been trying to reiterate. We want a new avenue for these people, like these Galophobic people who are afraid to commit themselves to a person or to people like themselves because they are afraid of commitment, and they have found their special love to this inanimate object. By the way, we have delineated that cars are not included in the paradigm that we have presented. We have stressed out that inanimate objects are these like creations which can perform the ability of human. Like for example, the bicentennial man. Okay, so that car is not allowed. And they've also mentioned about there's a violation, and furthermore, this is very unsubstantive, Madam Chair. They have been saying that there's a violation of the Constitution, but they failed to show what article, please. Okay, they did not show any article, which is very substantive. They failed to highlight that on that part. And then, further, they've been stressing out the point of marriage. Madam Chair, we know what is Article 1 of the Family Code. However, this is not applicable in this case. We have been mentioning that this is a case for animals and lifeless inanimate object. Of course, there is no consent. Of course, the robot cannot give consent. Exactly. That is why family code is irrelevant in this case. Like what I've been reiterating, Madam Chair, we want to create a new law. We want to create a new avenue for these people who would want to express their right to marry an animal, to marry their dogs, to their pets. And for example, if they have their robot like Yuri in Japan, of course they can do that. We want them to upheld their rights as free individual. And they've been mentioning that this is against the Constitution. We challenge them, provide particular section from the Constitution. And then, yes, what's your point, sir?
Article 15 provides for family rights. Article 1 particularly provides for right of life. The Civil Code, Article 7 provides that all statutes must not be inconsistent with the Constitution and public policy. We have already stressed and argued on why this is detrimental to public policy.
Thank you so much, and we know that, and we recognize that. However, as what we have been mentioned, that is not what we want, because like our first speaker, we have presented a new law. We want a new law, and exactly, Civil Code of the Philippines does not provide for that. That is why we have to substantiate that by providing a new law. I hope you get what I'm pointing on. And the second speaker, thank you, I will call on you later. And the second speaker has been mentioning about that the society is not ready yet. Question. Are we not ready yet? It is happening. It has been mentioned by the first speaker that actually he concealed these probabilities for marriage by using the term materialism. Well, materialism will only provide, the love and desire for this particular matter. However, it would not provide the security, for example, the succession that we would want to provide for this. For example, animals are lifeless, inanimate object. They fail to substantiate them. Now, moving on, we would like to stress out, going back to marriage, what we want is a unilateral, of course, there is a unilateral contract. So exactly, there is no consent. So the idea of consent asking a dog is really irrelevant and pointless. I really think they are not listening, Madam Chair. Now, is your point?
Yeah, well, we recognize that there are unilateral contracts. So how would you define marriage then based on your statute?
Like what we have mentioned in marriage is marriage. This new statute would be a marriage of a person to a lifeless animal. Lifeless object, or an animal who is a dog or a cat, right?
But so
Sit
you
down.
are
Thank you
going
so
against
much.
all
Thank you
the
so much.
definitions of marriage. That is not how marriage is defined.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to stress out that we uphold marriage. However, in this case, there is no definition of marriage to be applied, exactly irrelevant in our subject matter for today's debate, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to reiterate or address marriage for this case, we will not move on, because we have on the first place, we have already shattered the idea of civil code here. Although we uphold and we believe all in the provisions provided by the civil code, it does not apply. It does not cater for the other people's right and choice that what we want to uphold. So, like for example, enough of the points. About the movies that they have all mentioned, they said that these are fictitious movies and they are just movies. Well, let me say that these movies actually represent the feeling and the want and the desire of these people. And Bicentennial Man is not just a movie, it's an award-winning movie. And I know you love that movie too. So, and also we have also made mention about this dog this person who fall in love with his pet dog. Exactly, this is happening, ladies and gentlemen. What we want here in the government side is to provide a new avenue, Madam Chair. We uphold the constitutional rights of everyone. We do not see any violative actions on this. That is why there must be a recognition of the marriage of people to animals and inanimate objects. Thank you so much.